everything alone. I miss having somebody to talk to.
Are you happy?
No.
Why?
I'm alone.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Historically, women needed men because that's how the oppression structure was set up. We were hostages. We couldn't have credit cards, couldn't own property, couldn't vote, had no voice. Well, of course we'd partner up with a man because we needed one so that we didn't starve to death because men used force to keep us under their thumb. Now, fortunately, things have evolved, and guess what? We don't need men. So it comes to—
I live quite a lifestyle for quite some time.
What do you mean you live a lifestyle?
I'm independent financially and all of those things, and I kind of pursued my career for a really long time. I pursued my academics for a really long time. I really appreciate all of that. I think as you get older, you realize how unfulfilling all of those things are.
The report shows that by 2030, 45% of working women ages 25 to 45 by 2030 will be non-married, no kids, single.
Ladies, here's a hint. This is what's going to happen to all of the capable, competent, eligible men. They getting the hell up out of here. 2030, get your cat bags ready.
Show a few months back, and people didn't think that anybody would be interested in me because I don't put out, but I had like over 100 people in my DM. So after I weaned through all the crazy folks, I met this one particular person who travels a lot for work, and I didn't think that we would actually meet, but for my birthday, he flew me out to Chicago and planned everything. And this was just this past weekend. So I stayed at the Peninsula, and he got us a suite over there. He sent me to the spa. We saw Michael Jackson, the musical. And then we went on a yacht and had dinner. And then he got me like a bunch of gifts. It was so much fun. It was like the best date I ever had in my life.
Oh, it was your birthday.
Yeah, it was my birthday.
And you didn't put out?
No.
Hey, we got to have a talk, fam. Out of all the females on the gram, you decided to trick off on Beetlejuice. She's 36 with 4 kids, and now she decides she don't want to put out. You took a huge L, bruh.
I think Instagram is single-handedly one of the biggest contributing factors to the degradation of relationships between men and women in the modern day age. And the reason why I say that is because what Instagram allows women to believe and think is that the grass is always greener on the other side. And what I've realized is that when women have an abundance of options, they tend to behave in a manner that isn't conducive to a good long-term relationship, unfortunately. When women think that the grass is greener on the other side, they always think that they can do better. They think that there's another guy out there, there's a Prince Charming. And then Instagram, a lot of the times, sells a dream to females. Right? And I think that's very damaging for females, because since women aren't the ones that actually go out and pursue men pursue them, just by a woman putting herself out there on the internet, it allows a flurry of options and situations to come in that can absolutely fuck up the relationship she has. So a woman being on Instagram and showing her body or putting herself out there isn't the same as a man doing it.
Social media puts women's bad decision-making on steroids. It doesn't matter if a woman is married, single, a 10, fat, ugly, beautiful, gorgeous. It's always going to be men in women's DMs. Always. Women will leave something decent to get something that's not quite what you thought it was going to be. And now you're stuck. Hit the button.
And Jennifer, you've also requested that a paternity test be done on your behalf.
Yes.
To make sure Mr. Lapine is also your biological father.
Yes, ma'am. Just to be comfort here and support my sister and let her know I'll go through it with her too. I'll be there with her through everything.
Mr. Richard Lapine, you are her father. Mr. Richard Lapine is not your biological father.
So this man did 5 years in jail for failure to pay child support over a 30-year lie. At some point, man, we have to understand that a lot of women, they just play pin the tail on the daddy. They pin the tail on a man that was able to provide at that particular time. No matter who they was with, which was multiple men, they always look for the one that's a provider, and he's left as a victim to take the fall for a whole ass woman.
It's just a westernized female mindset to just be masculine at all times. And then when the right guy comes along. But what I'm arguing is that the right guy might not come along because you're purporting yourself to be a masculine female from the rip. Like if I walked around in a dress all the time, would a girl even give me the chance to want to see my masculine side? Like honestly, really, I want you guys, because I'm just taking your logic and spinning it the other way around so you can see what I mean here. If I walked around in a dress and act like a female most of the time, and then I came across the right girl, would y'all even give me a chance? You wouldn't. Hey, but what the fuck is this guy gay? So why the hell would a man give you a chance that's masculine, dominant, and successful when you give off masculine tendencies? Yeah. He's gonna, you know what he's gonna do? It's like, you know what? Damn, this girl's annoying. I'll fuck her, but I'm never gonna wipe this girl up.
100%.
And most women are not gonna look at it like that because their perspective is very one-sided. Hit the button.
Hurts, Your Honor, because I named him after me, Your Honor. I loved him. Like I said, it was that was the first time a woman ever said that a kid was mine, even just verbal. If God don't wake me up tomorrow, I'll know today whether he's my son or not.
We have those results, and I'd like to go to them right now. Ron? Mr. Norris Sr., you are not his father.
I told you, Your Honor. I told you he wasn't my son, Your Honor.
Well, I believed he was, and I do apologize.
And I accept.
At least this lady apologized. I heard them old ladies had that snapper trout, a hybrid between a snapper fish and a trout, known to survive in salt and fresh water. Hit the button.
What's your name, girlfriend?
Okay, I'm Ivy.
Ivy, where you calling me from, love?
I'm calling you from Opelousas, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Do you have any children?
I got one son, as you heard. That's my boyfriend. All day.
How old is your son?
7.
You call your son your boyfriend?
I'm his first love. Shit, he up my ass like he right there. Look.
That would make him. Wait.
I'm talking to you. Go. Come on. I'm not hollering. What you say?
Well, wouldn't that just make him your son and not your man and your boyfriend?
Listen, when you only got one child, you they first love. They own you like white on rice. They the gravy to your rice. So he just be all up in my
I understand that, but that's because you're his mother, not because you're his girlfriend.
Oh no. You taking it the wrong way, baby. No. They know what I'm saying.
What she has created for herself is a son husband, which is quite prevalent in the black community, where single moms make young boys the man of the house. It doesn't raise a strong young man. It actually makes him weak, makes him a simp, makes him kowtow to women's demands. And he grows up not knowing what toxic traits to look for in a woman, because most of the time, those toxic traits are within his own mom.
I think about that all the time, and I can't get past that. I need to know where I stand with her. It's going to be just basically bad to the point to where I would have to leave.
So this marriage is truly on the line.
Yes.
Today. Mr. Chris Hunt, you are not the father. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Stephen Hunt, you are not the father.
Who is the daddy?
You are not the biological
No.
father.
Who the daddy, Janae? No, it's no possibility of nobody else being her dad, except for the guy that I cheated with. But
it looks like the laws are changing. They got mandatory paternity down in Tennessee, which is a good thing. Hopefully it spreads across all 50 states. That's the reason why I do these type of paternity test videos, which have gotten close to 1 million views just on Instagram alone. It's time for men to speak up and speak out so we can get some change around this mother.